This one comes to us from the Blooberston. I don't know what that's funny. That's a funny name. Blooberston. I like it. That time my friends in a PF2E group played with an infamous lol cow.
Oh yeah, it sounds intriguing.
It
I
does.
low-key love lol cows sometimes. Aren't most of those stories about lol cows at some point?
Yeah, I think
people.
we can find something in every story that applies here.
Yeah. But he is infamous lol cow, so he probably is widely known in narrow circles.
He's a legend in his own mind.
First time actually posting here. I'm not the best storyteller when it comes to my own life, and I heard all of this from the third person, so I only know a small amount of the details, but I keep encountering this guy all over videos and memes. If I can find him, I will definitely put him in the video. Nobody else in my group has read it, and someone has to post this because it is surreal.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Dude, he just told that he is not a good storyteller. This is the best introduction I've ever read or heard.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
My dungeon master runs 2 games Pathfinder 2E over the weekend, one on Saturdays and the other on Sundays. All of our players on the server were interested in a game where we created our own world to explore a new continent. So he split one of his campaigns up into 2 universes basically. So we would have Group A, who plays on Saturday, and Group B, who plays the same campaign on Sunday, but restarted with their own actions affecting the narrative. Sounds like a good plan. If they were in the same universe, it would be even better. I don't understand why he had to split it into different universes. They could mesh up at some point.
Yeah.
It would be epic.
It would almost be like a mini West Marches thing.
I was set to play in the Group A universe, but decided to move to Group B because I was interested in the backstory of another player and wanted to roleplay with it. After all was said and done and different players ended up needing to drop out, my DM decided to bring in the third party from RPG Discord servers. Enter some guy named CyberSmith with a character named Runwick Spell. Here we go. He ended up joining Group A, which I'd just left. And when their campaign starts, I start hearing all kinds of wacky things that had been happening. Namely, I start hearing jokes about the Frog Mafia. Apparently, Runwick was a super paranoid character who believed that literally everything was some kind of government plan to spy on him. When they first started the campaign on a ship, they touched down on a shore, and the guy started asking everyone and everything who they worked for, which would include things as simple as a random frog. The group thought these were some wacky jokes, which we are not against, and played alone. Yeah, it does sound like that. But slowly, Runwick would get them into a continuously messier situation. He was a mad Murderhobo, who would use his paranoia to pick a fight with everyone that the party tried to have civil interactions with. This would come to a head when he almost fosters a war between 2 large factions in the world we have created. So the whole games, Group A and Group B, both of them are online. It's not easy to combine 2 groups. It is going to be like 10 people in the game online. It is not going to be comfortable, I guess. I can assume.
Yeah, and maybe it's easier for the DM to keep these 2 separate campaigns in his head, keep control of them if they're very different and handled separately.
But still, it is such a good concept to influence a world when you don't know that the other guys are also influencing the world and the changes happening in the same universe. It sounds so good.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with you. I think he's missing an opportunity by splitting them. Even if it never happened, he would have the opportunity to link it together.
For at least for DM himself, it is going to be fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, just imagine if you had a situation where both groups had players missing, right, one weekend, and you combined the remaining players to play one game where they meet at a common location and maybe for totally different reasons go through a dungeon together with the remaining players as a group.
That would be fun. And also imagine a situation when they, for example, they have a quest from an NPC, and when they return with this quest to that NPC, it turns out he is married or someone, or even dead, or went with another group going on the sick adventures or something like that. The world will feel really alive even for players, not to say for DM himself.
Like if one group blows up a town because they didn't get a good price on healing potions, then the other group, that town is gone. It's burned to the ground.
Right. Yeah. So this would come to a head when he almost fosters a war between two large fractions in the world we have created. And the campaign would fall apart on the year end, as one by one people don't want to play with the CyberSmith. And he gets banned from our server after everybody is just done with his bull crap. Some of you may recognize the name CyberSmith, because I learned a year later that he is some infamous human pet guy, who's a huge meme around social media and RPG servers. Everyone on our Discord keeps encountering him in memes, knowing that we played with him on freak accident. My friends tell me I dodged a bullet by switching servers, but honestly, I really wish I'd be there. Yeah, me too.
Me too.
I'm so morbidly curious about the plethora of stories I missed out on. Because of my Switch. I was just recently watching an old video from the crow's perch to relax and suddenly see him mentioned, and it's super weird seeing it every time. But yeah, I don't know how to end these things, so that's about it. See ya. We know how to end this thing because we have an actual story from this said the CyberSmith.
It looks like it's like a text conversation, probably maybe from their Discord server. So I'll read the CyberSmith and you can read the response on the next page.
I think that it is from one forum because he mentioned this story, and I think that it is like maybe going pretty long time ago and spread out for several years.
Let's do it. I'll start with the CyberSmith. All right. So the CyberSmith writes, okay, just please consider the following scenario. It's 5 to 10 years from now. You're sitting in a restaurant enjoying a lovely meal when I walk in, accompanied by my wife, my children, and my human pet, whose genitals are covered as it enters on all fours and is wearing underpants. Okay, this is weird. My human pet.
What is he referring to?
I have no idea.
All right.
So it's a human pet on all fours wearing just underwear. If my family and I then make an order of our own table next to you, in what way have we infringed upon your freedom? What rational basis do you have to demand that we leave our beloved pet at home? Heck it all. Let's consider a more extreme scenario. It's 5 to 10 years from now. You're sitting in a restaurant enjoying a lovely meal. When I walk in without my wife and children, for whatever reason, they haven't accompanied me, with my surgically modified human pet wearing a collar being led by its leash. My pet has been spayed or neutered, though... Oh, it's cut off. Yeah, it's cut off. So
what would be your reply to that?
I would probably just leave. There's plenty of other restaurants without people dragging around human pets. That's just creepy and weird, and I'm not okay with that. Like some person being denigrated that way, I don't like it.
I can hardly imagine this scenario at all. It is, for some reason, it is so surreal that I can't even imagine it happening. It's so...
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is kind of... can be, I don't know, it might be because this all of them can be from refugees from asylum.
I think so. I think we should probably just leave it there because the stuff on the second page is
even grosser.
Not much. It's not better, and then the CyberSmith kind of is trying to like justify himself and then somebody's arguing with him that like his post isn't even really that original. I don't know what it has to do with the horror story, except to underscore the point that this CyberSmith guy is just he had a kind of an agenda joining this group. He was going to make it weird for everybody, and they didn't like it, so they kicked him out of the group. It sounds like that's kind of his thing, is to make it weird wherever he is.
All right, CyberSmith. We learned about your existence, and that's pretty much it, what I can learn from that.
Yeah. At least he didn't bring a human pet in the D&D game, or he did talk to frogs, though.
But now we are kind of a little bit more educated about the RPG scene lore, that there are those locals as the CyberSmith, who is apparently well known, and now we also know the guy. And if we meet him somewhere, we will know that this is the infamous lolcow.
And if he joins my Discord server, I will click decline.